welcome to everybody. Welcome to Michelle, especially. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're glad that you provide so many good programs for us, and we're going to hear more about it. Do I have a discussion of the minutes or approval for May, all the way to May? So we missed June and July.
Move that they be approved.
I was going to ask, how did it go with the county supervisors? You and Warren, did that go through?
Oh, that was a while. Oh,
I mean, it was in the
city.
minutes.
Oh, at the city.
City council, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, they thought there was gonna be a tornado.
It was that night.
So it was like we were there
Okay.
and grabbed the thing.
We'll have the proclamation and take
Oh,
off.
that's right. That's right.
Did you meet in the tornado shelter or something?
No. We scheduled. I was there with my husband. We took off.
You skedaddled, okay, and Warren is not, he didn't get blown away or anything, just kidding.
I hope not. He's only a block away. Hopefully he made
The
it.
next day, and he was
Okay.
in one piece.
Okay.
Don't want to be too funny here. Public discussion for, did we approve the minutes?
No, you just had a one.
Motion, need a
Motion,
second.
Second?
Second.
All approved? Aye.
Aye.
All right, we're good on that. Public discussion of items not on the agenda. No? All right.
All right.
I'll turn it over to Latasha and Michelle.
Okay. Go ahead, Michelle. You got it.
Okay. Well, thank you for inviting me to the meeting. I don't have a planned out report because I know what's going on. So I would like this to be more of a discussion if you have questions or thoughts or suggestions as well. But I am going to highlight some of the things that have been happening. And of course, next Thursday, August 22nd, is our Healthy Aging Fair. That's a collaboration with Johnson County Livable Communities. They're really the organization that spearheads it, but I was invited on the committee, and I'm like, well, why don't we have it at the senior center where it's not going to be off in the, outskirts of town and that sort of thing. And so we're really taking over the entire building for this event. All the second floor classrooms will have vendors. We have 60 different organizations that are coming and representing different aspects of healthy aging, and then we have some different programs happening at that same time. So we'll have the Dementia Friends program, a nutrition program through the VA hospital. We have a Tai Chi demonstration, and of course we have our laughter club that's going to meet, and we're providing people not only that first hour free parking, but then we're going to give out some tickets for the participants, so parking will be kind of a non-issue. They don't have to pay for that. And Johnson County, this coordinated team is going to reimburse the senior center, so it's not coming out of our pocket. We've done Facebook ads and posters all around town, and I've heard a lot of people talking about it. So I anticipate a good crowd, and hopefully this becomes kind of an annual event and venue that happens before all the students at the university come back. So there is, no problems getting in and out of the ramp and that sort of thing. So that's the biggest thing that's on my agenda next week. The program guide for September and October is done. It's at the printer. It should be, at least the digital copy should be in your email by Monday. And then depending on the post office and the printing, it'll get to your mailboxes sometime next week. So some things to highlight, and to make sure that you know that I don't do all of the programs. I work closely with Emily to do some of these I'm going to highlight are her babies. The first one is that she's created an intergenerational study hall. So this is really encouraging grand families and people of all ages to come and just bring projects to work on and, kind of have that natural intergenerational activity. And then we're doing a Grandparents' Day board game brunch on Grandparents' Day on the 8th of September. A lot of the things that we have in the guide are also kind of recurring. So we're continuing our relationship with Film Scene to do the monthly cinema salon. Are you all familiar with that particular program, how that works?
I've never taken advantage of it, but I know it's there.
Yeah. So recently I met with the folks at Film Scene to kind of encourage more people of the community to come and stay and have those discussions. And also that kind of highlights the senior center, which is part of the purpose of that relationship, not only to give our members something to do, but also to, hey, community, we're here. And so anyone now can go to that film at the discounted price. And we want them to stay for that discussion. So that's kind of a nice new change to that. Partnering with the city and doing a Climate Fest activity on the 27th of September. We have Annie Tucker coming in to do a program on learning how to deal with conflict. And so that's something new and different we haven't had here in the past. Our kind of trimester new member lunch is going to happen in October. Of course, we'd love the commission to come and meet some of our new members. And
What's the date for that?
that is October 2nd. You'll get one of these.
I know. But if I write it down, I might be more apt to remember it.
Yeah, I understand. Of course, Heather's been working with the Friends of the Center to do the Pickleball Jamboree. That's September 29th. And I think that registration is open.
It should be. It should be open. If not, it'll be open next week.
Okay. We had a good turnout last year. I'm kind of excited to see what the second year looks like in comparison. There's a lot of pickleball tournaments happening around town now, so a little more competition than we had last year, but that's just good for the whole pickleball community. So hopefully that means they want to go to all of them. That's how I'm leaning. We have a project that we are partnering with the University of Iowa Department of Cinematic Arts, where we are hoping to get 15 senior volunteers that would be partnered with University of Iowa students to give their movie-going memories. So this is kind of a unique project where it's not just a life story, but it's what was life like, what was going to the movie like when you were growing up. And they're going to collect those and have some oral histories, and then they'll record them, and then those will be available for the community to
There'll
listen
be
to.
a movie. They'll do it. I think it's at Film Scene. They're going to do a big movie project with all the stories.
Oral history sort of a deal where you have
Sort of, yeah. Memories.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to participate in that.
Yeah, it's
Well-
only 15, so once it's out there,
I have a list right here. I'll put you down. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Okay. All right.
how
I got you.
hardcore of a movie goer do you need to be?
I think the idea is to get a diverse range of experiences. So I'm really looking for people with various backgrounds and experiences
They're
to come in.
focusing on
And
your younger years.
it doesn't matter.
throughout your life, it could be last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever you want to share. So the requirement is about 5 to 6 hours of your time, because there'll be multiple visits with the student, so they can get to know you and better design the questions that, for the interview to have a better outcome at the end.
That sounds
So-
like
Each
fun.
volunteer gets matched up with one student. Mm-hmm. I see.
Yep, and so you would have to be able to attend the October 3rd kind of introductory meeting at 9:30 here at the Senior Center.
What day of the week is that?
I think it's a
It's a
Thursday.
Thursday morning,
What time?
Okay.
9:30. That's when her class typically meets.
So that means you have to come to the new members lunch the day before and then come back the next
Right.
day.
Yeah,
Two
For
days
this
in a
we'll
class.
keep you here every day if we can.
Sounds lovely.
Because then the next day, we have our gallery walk. So we participate with the downtown district and provide, just kind of a venue for new art. And we actually have a new art exhibit that just went up this week, which is fantastic, has variety of artists. There's about 7 different artists in that. And we're going to have a closing reception in September that I just organized after this was printed, so that'll come out in an email. We're still partnering with Johnson County Conservation. We're going to have a fall color hike out at Kent Park on October 15th. So we're still doing some things out in the community and not just here at the Senior Center. Again, we're going to offer the AARP driver safety class. We'll have lots of art class. Well, we'll have 3 art classes this fall. I'm still really working on identifying an instructor who can teach more of a basic art class, like a beginning level. Our current class, we have a drawing class that's beginning level, but the pastel oil classes, if I see their work and I'm like, I'm not even going to try to walk in the door in that. These people are already very, very good, and it can be kind of intimidating. So kind of, working with some folks to do more of an entry-level art class. So if you know people that can teach art classes at a beginning level, let me know. Our regular stuff, the band's coming back, Trimble Clefs, that's our partnership with the University of Iowa to do the Parkinson's disease choir. Voices of Experience, SSRO, Lyrics Alive, all that's happening. But we're reigniting our partnership with Orchestra Iowa to do beginning and intermediate level ukulele classes. We did those last year, and they were pretty popular, and actually a little ukulele friends group kind of started from that. So I know there's some people who'll be really excited to have the formal lessons happening again. We have Dewey McGuire coming back this year. He hasn't been here for a couple years. He does a really neat course on the history of Hollywood cartoons. He has a bunch of links and goes back and and he's a cartoonist himself, retired from the university, and it's a nice range of kind of history and entertainment. So that I'd like to see. We have Thomas McDonald. He is a retired judge and attorney. He's done a couple different classes for us here at the Senior Center, and I think the timing on this in October is perfect. He's going to give the history of the Electoral College, trying to keep it just in the facts and not controversial. So hopefully that works. Continuing my partnership with these amazing students from the Iowa Writers Workshop that have kind of gotten the word out that this is a really fun place to come and teach. So we have an introduction to world poetry, a lyric memoir class. So it's kind of a different spin on how to tell your life story. And then, no, we have another one. This is why I have the guide in front of me. There's so much going on. And then we have a poetry circle storytelling class. So those 3 classes, and then the head of the Iowa Writers Workshop's daughter comes in and reads books aloud to people who might have low vision or just want to just listen to someone read. So that's been pretty popular over the past year, and she took the summer off, but she's coming back.
What's she going to read this time?
Well, of course you would ask me that. I'll let you know later.
She's read some great books in the past, though.
Yeah, the Henrietta Lacks.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
she read that, yeah.
Listen to a podcast. That book.
We'll have the conservation group come in and do the history of oak trees, the ecology. So those kinds of like environmental classes are really popular. The 100 Grannies will have their film series. And then Raptology is coming back with some live birds, but just for a one-time one-time session. I
Latasha
know.
will not be here.
I
for that.
will not. Or don't tell me.
You have an aversion to birds.
Aversion? That's what we call it, I guess.
Yeah.
Ooh. Just think about birds.
Partnering with Trail to do a couple programs. So we're bringing in a couple volunteers that are Trail volunteers to give a travel log on their recent trip to Patagonia, which I think, I don't know anything about Patagonia. And so that's also going to be on Zoom. So we're adding a few more hybrid programs to this fall, and I'll probably increase more of the hybrid programs over the winter, just knowing that weather and getting out and about. And I have a couple volunteers who will have said they want to help with tech, which has been kind of the reluctance on my part to have all the Zooms because it takes my time to sit in there and run the Zoom. But I'm interviewing a couple volunteers next week that hopefully can get trained and work those classes so we can expand on that. Of course, we have the OMGers and Death Cafes and Queer Elders, Caregiver Support Group, all of the kind of the regular staples. Sports Forum comes back. That's starting the very last Monday of this month and will be a hybrid program again throughout the year. But the one program that I'm really excited about is the Matter of Balance program. So if you aren't familiar with that or heard about that yet, that's an evidence-based program that's been around for about 15 years. I, over the summer, was trained and became a master trainer and then trained 6 volunteers to be volunteer coaches. We ran the full program once. We're in the second class right now, and we'll have the third class starting in September. And one of the most rewarding pieces of feedback from giving this class is that we had the Voices of Experience concert this afternoon, and I had a few members approach me and say, so we have a plan. Me and my friend are going to go down to the exercise room after Voices of Experience and after SSRO, so 3 days a week, and we're going to exercise. And
great.
I trained half of that class on how to use our exercise equipment in the building. So it's really it's a delight for me to see people taking action after sitting through one of those classes. So really the point of the Matter of Balance class is it's a cognitive restructuring, so how you think about falls and identifying, the real risks and the things that might not be a risk and how to adapt, how to use a cane, how to use a walker properly, and really one of the things that surprised me, and I don't know why, but was when I was told that this one woman is in pain, and she thought, she was always taught you don't move around, you have to rest that pain, and she's finding that that's causing her to become weaker and have more pain. And so now she knows that there's levels of exercise that she can do and keep getting around. So that's probably the most exciting thing that I think we've added to our programs in the last year. Still doing the balance assessments. Have the university audiology coming back to talk about hearing. We have the university coming back over to talk about knowing your risk factors on stroke. We have a program on incontinence. This program will be the second time we're offering it. The first time around, I thought nobody's going to come because I don't want to talk about it. It was packed, and people loved the information, and it's just something that people, I thought, wouldn't want to talk about or come to. So I was really happy with the turnout. So we'll have it again. Again, another Trail collaboration is a chronic arthritis pain program, and of course, laughter group, massage therapy, all of our fitness classes are back up and running at full speed, even the ones that took off some time. So a new session of Tai Chi, a second session of yoga classes, so we have kind of a variety of instructors for that.
We're
have
busy.
Saturday morning Zumba classes.
Oh, yeah.
That started this summer, and that is a full class, and so that's open to all ages. It's can be intergenerational, and it's the first 2 sessions I worked those Saturday mornings, and I had people come out sweaty, and they're like, "This is the highest intensity class the senior center has offered," and we're grateful for that. So it just shows me as I do programming that I need to expand a little bit more into kind of a little more, a little bit more active fitness classes, while also maintaining, the other levels of classes that we have been having for a while. So I don't have it in this guide, but I am working with some folks from our Spanish class to do a Day of the Dead program, and I hope to have a little Halloween gathering here with the folks at the school next door. They do a parade around town, and then I thought it would be fun to invite them to come here at the end and have other people dress up and just kind of have an informal intergenerational Halloween party. And they were excited because they're like, we do the parade and we get back to the school and wah wah, it's over. They just take off their outfits. So to have just something more to do and celebrate. And always lots of art exhibits. Just met with a few more artists this week, and so I'm already scheduling art for next year. Always something more. And I've been talking and rambling on forever, so I'm going to shut up now. Do you guys have questions?
Well, keep going.
And that's just September and October.
Yeah. This is what we do 2 months at a time.
Yeah.
Sounds like the best yet, to me. I mean,
Every time it gets a
keep
little better.
getting better and better. And I think we ought to put you up for an award or something,
I know.
We're trying to be the best senior center in the doggone state and country if we
Right.
can.
Are there, do you guys have like a national association or something like that? Or
Yeah, I am actually on the board for the leadership committee for the National Institute of Senior Centers. And we meet once a month on Zoom because, of course, it's national.
Yeah.
And, just kind of share what's going on in different communities and struggles and successes that people are having. And I have to send you this note. They have a new forum on designing senior centers that they're just sent out an email to me today
Please
about
forward.
modernizing. Am I saying that?
Yeah, that's right.
So, I don't say that so well, for the recognition, but also for the other, that people will replicate some of it because it's a good example for other senior centers, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's other examples out there too that
Yep.
you're learning from, so that's great.
It's a
Yes.
nice exchange.
Has anyone from Cedar Rapids reached out to you? Because
Yeah, they're
there's
doing
talk
new
about
stuff, right?
Yeah, I've talked.
Senior
did you
center.
have meetings with them too? I know I had.
Over the years, it's been a constant flow of different people. Now, the
It's-
current one with Horizons, I have
I just
not.
met with them. I met with them. I've met with them a couple of times, but I just most recently met with them maybe about 2 months ago, sometime this summer. I met with oh God, I can't remember the CEO. I met with the CEO and a community member that was interested in getting there because they had a senior center, but with the flood they lost it, and so they have this space in one of their buildings to do a smaller version of a senior center. So we definitely have been talking with them about some of the stuff we're doing, and they obviously are on our list and get all our information. So we won't be surprised if we see some duplication there. But yeah, so they're just starting small, but we're excited, because we do know we have people that come down from Lynn and other areas where that would be a closer place for them to get to. So, we're going to be the best and we'll lead and we'll share, but, we also want people who are in that community to be able to get services and have
Well,
a
yeah.
place to connect,
And what are they going to build something or taking over a building?
I think they're
It's been in the
taking over
Gazette.
a building. I think they have a building that's already connected to them, and they're going to renovate that side of it or something like that.
That's what I think.
Yeah. So
Well, I'm particularly interested and glad that you're getting good, like, health outcomes from the balance thing. I wonder about the Trimble Cliffs. Has that been a good?
Oh, it's been huge.
Health outcomes from that.
Yeah, you know, she's doing a study with the participants, so part of what she'll have to do when she's done is present those findings.
So you get the research
As a-
element going too. That's great.
We do. We definitely get some researchers reaching out. We partner with, what's it called? The Brain Lab?
Yep, the Brain Health
Something
Lab,
lab, yeah.
and you'll notice I did not.
Cosme Center, Gerontological
Right.
Center. So.
Well, we have a great environment for that, for a good relationship with all those folks who are studying old folks.
Well, it's also, school social work and college of nursing and
Right,
different folks like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one of the groups from the pharmacy college reached out to me. They want to do kind of a brown bag, get rid of your medications and make sure that you don't have medications that are interfering. So that'll be the November, December area.
Nice.
Yeah. So lots of good stuff. Our hope is, staff, we just recently just did a staff thing, but we always have to plan for who we have now and who's coming. And so these are things we future focused, but also current, but no, Michelle and Emily and actually all staff have been really helpful in this process because it's a team effort. It really is a team effort. Because like somebody might reach out to me and like, Lashaja, we want to do this film. Well, I don't. Sounds great. Let me talk. Let me pass this along. I'm not gonna do all the pieces. I'm gonna scope it from the beginning to see if it works, if it's falls within our scope of what we want to do for the community, and I'll vet that. And then if it's good, then move it on to Michelle, or Emily, or whoever, depending on what we're doing. And so, what I'm excited about with our programming is that, people are reaching out to us. Like, can we? It used to be a time when we was, searching, for certain things, and now we're finding more and more people reaching out, and it's just. The more help we get, the more people are volunteering and doing those things. It makes things, it's a challenge, right? Because it's like, where does this piece in the puzzle go? How do we make it work? Do we have a room? Do we, move it 6 months out or whatever? But when it comes down to it, it's not just that people want to teach here. It's the folks that are participating are also amazing participants, as well as people want to be at those classes. And so I think all of those things together just really have us in a really great spot as a senior center locally, where we're just being able to just serve a lot of folks. We serve a lot of folks. We just installed door counters at the end of June, so we can try to keep track of how many people are coming and going, because it's so many people all the time. So, and we know some night classes will at some point be included. And we know that the choir, Family Folk Machine, will be back here probably in a couple of weeks. So that's 80 people right there just on a Sunday. So plus the church that comes on Sunday. So it's a lot of people coming in and out of here. We're open 7 days a week now. I'm very proud of that. And yeah, it's all kinds of stuff. So, but thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, I think
presentation.
what you were saying is that we have formed a reputation in the community, and people want to get here and get involved or partner with us, and you just, get in our program guide in some way, because it's a little bit of advertising, but, it helps their mission. So if it helps their mission and it aligns with our mission and it helps our community members, it's great. And to be able to partner with so many different organizations who have the expertise in their field, whether it be incontinence or stroke or whatever, who are wanting to come in here and provide that, because as a staff, there's no way we would be able to do all we're doing. And I failed to even mention the fact that we're still doing things in North Liberty.
Yeah.
And I have a couple of my volunteers with the Matter of Balance that will be offering that hopefully in North Liberty at the library this winter is my plan. So we're still trucking along with that.
And I mean, the Matter of Balance thing, just for perspective, falls is like the third leading cause of older adults passing away, right? So that matter of balancing in our balance assessment classes, they're huge, really huge. And we are the only other organization that even has a balance machine outside of the University of Iowa. So it really is an impressive thing to have received this training and to have this machine to be able to help folks that wouldn't necessarily be able to get that. So I'm pretty sure you go into the doctor and they're not like, let's go get on the balance machine so we, see if you're a fall risk. They're not doing that. So to have that here where people can take their health into their own hands and learn things to prevent falls is huge. It really is a quality of life thing that we're offering to the community. So very proud to offer that.
And I'm still looking for a sign language class.
Yes.
I had someone who volunteered and then backed out on me, and I'm like, so putting that out there in the universe again, if anyone is interested in teaching. And so I do take those recommendations to heart, and then I work, but I can't promise I'm going to find the resources. It's just dependent on the community, and sometimes I'll just say it and Latasha will be like, I think I know.
You're right. I just thought about that. I was like, I took a class.
Someone might be able to help
That
with
was
that.
And I just
foreign
forget.
language in college, but I don't remember any of it, so you can't.
But
teach
it might be a nice refresher. I'm just saying to come and
When
take
your
the class,
commission
and then we
term
can
is
have
over.
like a committee, like a sign language committee.
My church does a Facebook Live, and there's a lady that does sign language.
Well, she'd like to teach. We know people who want to take the class.
Yeah.
I don't know her last name, but her first name is Lou.
Well, ask Lou
Yes,
on
Lou.
Sunday after service to contact us, and we will see if she's interested. And if she needs to charge a little bit, that's okay. But I think people are okay with that, if it's a small fee.
I was just looking at the cover of your notebook, and maybe I need one like that.
Just as
Don't worry, it's my to-do list.
I'm
have
too
another one
afraid.
that's all just
Sometimes I'm too
programs.
afraid to write it all out. I'm like, just overwhelmed writing it.
I have a question about Coralville, and I don't know what the history is or whatever, or how many people come over here from Coralville. Is there much talk about services there? Or I know it's, from my observation, it's gotten to be quite a multicultural community. And I don't know, is there much conversation about that?
I think there has been definitely some interest, and I need to just reach out to Sherry, who's the director over there with Parks and Rec. At one point, they were offering a few senior-focused classes, but they haven't really invested a lot there. We do have a nice percentage of our folks that are here as members, and even not as members, as just public who are coming from the Coralville area. So, North Liberty, we're able to serve North Liberty at a different way because we're provided funding from the city of North Liberty.
I see.
So because we get grant dollars, then we can expand programming and do programming out there. For them, that's a win because they're like, hey, we don't necessarily have staff to do that, and you guys are experts in this. Come out and do these classes for us. So it's been great for them. I'm hoping that they see how successful that is being in the city of Coralville, and then we're able to get funding. We could start going over and doing programming, but without being able to really get funding, my staff isn't getting any bigger, right? So it's like I would need to be able to get some staff and volunteer folks to be able to expand into that area like that. But there definitely are some cultural opportunities that we can partner and do some things that they have going on, even if it's just advertising those things. But don't worry, it's a slow creep, but I'll get there.
You'd think they'd be chomping at the bit to get that.
Hey,
money.
I like people to be good and hungry, so when I show up with the meal, they're ready to eat. So my hope is that, analogies, my hope is that soon we'll be able to have some type of formalized partnership with them so that we can provide some services in that area. They do have some different resources and buildings that could be amenable for us to do some program out of. I do know we provide SHIP, I believe, or is it tax help? ship or tax help out of the Corville Public Library. So we know we have a good partnership with the Corville Public
They have a
Library.
great public library.
Yeah, I actually worked there for quite a bit, and being on UNESCO, I'm still on the board with the director there and Allison, and so we have a good relationship with those folks, but we would have to work more with Parks and Rec. And I've known Sherry from work I've done over there too, so it's just really just getting there, getting that set up. But right now it's about capacity, and right now we're at pretty full capacity, and trying to bring in another city without having additional staff is just not a
You'd
smart
have to
thing
get
for
more
me to do
staff,
right
yeah.
now. So, you know, I'll just let it be hungry for a little bit until we have the ability to have funding and maybe be able to hire a part-time or 3/4 full-time staff that can really help us more with that outreach that we need to do and we want to do. We want to do it, but you know, it's limited with only 4 full-time staff, and I'm one of those full-time staff. So, you know, and we have quite a few part-time, but you know, a lot of them are pretty dedicated to just having to be here to keep the building open so that people can utilize it. So, we'll get there. It's in my dreams. It's in my dreams, I promise.
Are you getting some good interns, work study students? Or you don't know that?
We still
later?
need some. We have 2 openings, so if you know some folks, and we are gonna have an opening at our front desk. We have an opening. So if you know anybody who's looking at part-time nights and weekends, we'll have an opening, and we'll post that link out on email soon. But we are looking for 2 work study students. So if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows someone, please send them our way. We would love to have them because we're getting busier and we need the help.
Yeah, I could have used an intern today.
Yes, yes.
Sometimes you're kind of like, oh my gosh, where's the person to help with the coffee, you know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. I don't have an intern this fall yet. I haven't been approached through the School of Social Work,
That would
but
be a
I have
master level
3
student.
students from the Health and Human Physiology Department who their practicum coordinator has reached out to me, and I let them know the process is that they need to send me their information, and then I do interviews because, you know, we might need the help, but we want the right help because sometimes students can be more time consuming than they can be helpful. So we really try to pick and choose who we invite to come in and be a part of that. And then I also reached out to the Aging and Longevity Studies program to see if they had any students. Those students only have to do about 10 or 15 hours a week as opposed to the 20 to 30 hours a week.
Or 40 in the
Or
summer.
40 in the summer, and that tends for my workflow to be a little bit more reasonable because I can say, these are your projects, go do them. And bring them back to me when you're done, as opposed to this summer we had a great student, but she was here 40 hours a week, and that was just a lot of attention that was needed, and
There's a mentoring aspect there that, I mean, you probably have a requirement on that too.
we
right?
have a whole
Yeah.
document.
Yes.
It's a huge document of,
It is.
you know, contracted things that we want to make sure that they.
But we're sure by spring we'll have plenty because the school social work has changed how they enter students. So there'll be plenty of practicum opportunities.
They have like
I'm sure.
100, they said. I'm
Yes,
like, we
I
can
know.
take 2.
Right. Right. We just do not have the capacity. It's a lot. It's
In
a
the
lot.
space, you know,
Yeah.
the office space and all of those things, so.
Okay, any other questions, suggestions, ideas?
I say things are going pretty well. I always, you know, we always are looking for suggestions or updates, things we can do. Oh, one new partnership that I wanted to bring up. We just recently started partnering with Field Family. And so we are now a pickup site for downtown. So if folks are ordering for the farmer's market, they can pick up here. So we're really looking for that kind of biking slash, since there's no Wednesday night farmer's market anymore, I think the pickup is Thursday.
I
like
did that
5.
last week.
Yeah, was it nice? Did it go pretty smooth?
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah,
Pull up,
it's-
give them your name, and
They bring your food.
bring it out.
Yeah. So, you know, so that's been something that's been, oh, great, flyers. Someone's ear hustling in the other room.
Oh,
But here's
yeah.
some flyers that you all can look. So
Good timing.
Yeah. So it's an online market pickup with Fill the Family. So people who want to get things from the farmers market can come by in the evening on Thursday and pick up their order. So it's we're just trying to make sure that we're a hub for anyone who needs us. And so it's a great way for folks who are already here to be like, let me just pick up my groceries and go home. Of course, we have our table-to-table distribution on Mondays, but we're always looking at other ways in which we can help get people healthy food. Because we can help you work out, but we still want to make sure the food that's going in is going to be good for you. So trying to do all the things. Since we don't have an active kitchen yet, when that happens, maybe we'll have some soup salads and some sandwiches or something like that. But we'll get there. Time. I need time.
And we still have the garden.
Money.
I didn't even mention that.
Oh, yeah.
At Chaddock Green Park.
Yeah.
So the senior center has a space, and some volunteers that over the summer have been taking care of that and bringing in that produce to the pantry. And it is tomato season. So I'm going to go out there with my
Making some
husband on
salsa.
Saturday, and I mean, there are just so many tomatoes right now. So that's wonderful. And they're
I love tomatoes.
good. They'll
Well,
be in
we're
the
going to have
pantry.
plenty, so come by and get them.
I brought in a couple, maybe 15 pounds worth this week, and they were gone in 2 hours. I mean, so they go very quickly.
So good. Can we get a couple of green ones, though?
Yeah.
Because I love some fried green
green
tomatoes.
tomatoes.
Yes,
Yeah.
get my cornmeal out.
Add a salsa class too.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that'd be great. We should do like a canned preserve class, like how to preserve your food. Maybe we can work with the IC Repair folks. That would be great.
See what happens?
I know. But you gotta understand, this is how I am every day. I'm like, ooh, what about blah, blah, blah. I just be
That'd
sitting
be a
around.
creative way to get
Yeah,
all
I'll just be
those
sitting around
tomatoes.
thinking about stuff.
How to publish a book.
Right, how to publish a book. Somebody emailed like how to publish a book, and I was like, we should be able to do that. So I just kept searching and found some people who are going to help us
And then
potentially.
she says, Michelle,
I'm like, Michelle, talk to them.
can you do this?
I made the connections.
Yeah.
She follows it through.
That works.
It works.
That works.
Well. It works well.
Every week I drive down Park Road and I go past University Publishing.
Oh yeah, the what you call it, the book or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a contact over there, and because someone emailed and said, "Does the Senior Center do anything about helping publishing books?" Which was interesting because I was just in Tampa, and I was talking to some folks, and they were saying that they found all the books of all the people who were members, and they have them in a case at the Senior Center. So I'm like, Michelle, we got to do this, and they help people to publish books, and they have their own publish of like art, books, and different things, and they sell that as a way to help fund their senior center. And so someone reached out and we're like, dang, we don't have that set up right now, And I'm like, but I'm gonna find an answer. I can't be on the UNESCO board and not know somebody who knows something about publishing a book. So I harassed John, and John finally got back to me, and Rachel got back to me, and we got some names, and so we're gonna put that out into the world and see what we can get going here for folks.
And that's how it works.
It is. You got to
synergy.
put it out there, and then you see who, in this town, the beautiful thing about this town is very resource rich, and people, somebody knows somebody who knows somebody kind of thing. So we were able to, hopefully soon, you'll see something about how to publish a book in one of the program guides. So
Great opportunity with these lyric memoirs we're talking about.
yeah. So movies, books. Look, if you keep waiting on me, I have in my head already about 10 other programs, and one includes making clothes and having a fashion show. So, don't play with me, because I love fashion. We can have a makeup class. I'm going to do all the things, okay? So we're going to make it happen here. How to tie a tie, how to make a Windsor knot. I don't know. We're going to learn that stuff. So I'm excited about it.
We could teach that probably.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah, I would love that. So anyway, that's just
All right.
great things that we got coming up. Thanks, Michelle. You just took over the whole meeting, and now we gotta hurry
Hey,
up
you
with the
invited me.
rest. I didn't. They invited you. I just said,
Yeah, we said we need to
okay.
hear from you guys. So. Well, facility update, anything to add?
We have a lot of weeds that need to be pulled, and we're working on it. No, we had a flood this morning, but that got cleaned up. Yeah, it's a story of Temperature will hopefully get regulated this fall. So we know people come in now with blankets, and we're so excited because we do understand that it gets quite cold. Though today was humid in one part and then cold in the other. So I don't know. So as the weather changes, it's going to be interesting because we only can do two weathers here, cold or hot. There is really no in between. And so hopefully with our partnership with Mid-America, we'll be able to get things regulated and we'll be able to be at a nice, 70 at some point throughout the year. We're working on that. We will be installing, hopefully in the spring, our new windows indoors to help also with temperature and do our part with climate change of like trying to keep the bills down to reduce our output into the world. And I don't know, we'll hopefully this be top of the year. We will hopefully be getting some bids out and things about talking about interior design. So when that starts happening, we'll let folks know, because I think they might want to get input. But I would definitely want to get this link from Michelle about modernizing senior centers. This is a gentle balance, right? We need the modernization, and then we also need to keep some of those historic pieces. So that's probably about all that I can think of in particular, at least from a facility standpoint. Anything that is coming up, we really have been doing a really good job of working with the custodial staff. It's tough sometimes because, people go on vacation and get married and move and get new jobs. And so, but, we're working really hard on trying to keep the building up and make it nice and obviously keep good programs for people to be able to participate in. But just know that we got our thumb on a lot of these things. Sometimes they move slower than we would like them to. And sometimes they change that day. So we're just keeping ourselves open for that. Any questions?
Questions?
Comments, concerns,
Let's breeze through
complaints.
the rest. Master plan discussion, anybody? Things are moving right along.
Well,
I mean,
from
step
what
by
we
bit.
have, yes.
Step by step.
Yeah,
inch
step by
inch.
step, yeah.
Community correspondence? Any of that?
No?
No?
Oh, I did want to say, I talked to Nancy, and she was talking about potentially having a community board where people could make recommendations about things like people who clean houses or people who cut the lawn, different things like that. So what we would have to do from a senior center standpoint is to create a not dry erase board, the little pokey
Bulletin board.
Thank you, bulletin board. And then people would have to make those referrals. We'll try to help manage it, but we can't make our own referrals because we're coming from a government entity. But if people want to put up people who they recommend or they give 4 stars or 5 stars to who did a great job, then we'll have a community board. So that's in the works. We'll get there. It'll probably be on the ground floor. And so that will be put up here from the suggestion from Nancy. I think that could be really great for folks. And then when people are asking us, we can say we have a board that's available, but we can't make any personal, from our organization, we can't make any specific recommendations.
But Nancy, that was great.
So is that where you would post like, I need this done? And
Yeah, so the hope is to be like maybe people could
One-sided?
say, yeah, well, we got to figure that out because we want to protect people as well. We don't want anyone taken advantage of. So we're thinking it through. We want to make sure if we do that we do it safely. Is it just going to be recommendations, or is it going to be people like, I need a roommate, because we just want to be careful with stuff like that. We don't want people to, be in.
You don't want to be on the hook for anything.
Well, that's the point. There will be language, trust me, legal language saying that these things are, So we haven't posted it because we know there's some legal pieces. We want to make sure we're in the clear, and we want to make sure we do this as safely as possible. We don't want to just put it up. We want to make sure people are clear about the usage of the board, knowing that we will take stuff down if somebody comes in off the street and it's like, hire me as your plumber. We're not looking for that. We're looking for referrals from people who are getting these services. We're not looking for organizations to come in and use our board as their marketing. So we'll figure it out.
Conflict with what Trail of Johnson County provides?
They
as far as their
used to do that.
list?
Yeah.
They don't provide a list anymore. So they had a vetted vendor committee, and they kind of let that go.
Okay.
I was actually the chair of the committee when it dissolved. So now they do a very similar thing, which
They
was
could maybe
suggested.
take over
Well, they do a
the management of that board.
Yeah, they do a digital board. So their members can get online and say, you know, I'm looking for a good snow removal service, and other people can say, I used XYZ and they were great. You know, that's how I think we were talking
We're trying
about.
to, yeah, we're just trying to
Just
figure
something
out
like
how
that.
to do that successfully for people who are coming in and looking. Because, you know, some digital works for some folks and the other folks, they want, you know, that's not going to, so we're, you know, we can refer them to Trail, you know, and Trail has its pieces. We do that all the time. But then, you know, if somebody's not connected and they want resources, you know, we want to find a way to
members.
do that
Yeah.
safely. So it's in my head, it became policy instantly. So it's going to take a while to get through the think tank of my mind. But I haven't forgotten. I just want to be clear that I haven't forgot it. But it's in my brain. I just got to work on it. Are you trying to tell us to end our meeting? Let me be
Nancy?
quiet.
Well, we also mentioned having a place for people to put obituaries.
Yes, yes. Yeah, because sometimes
You don't
we
see
don't
it.
always know. We try our best. And sometimes people are looking for folks and they may have passed, or we have people who are here and then they move into a facility and then, you know, they pass and only a few people know it or looking for them. I was looking for somebody just the other day. They're like, oh no, they passed. I'm like, a year ago, I didn't know that, you know. So that kind of thing kind of happens. And so we're looking at how do we do like some type of information board to get information out, to honor those folks too that definitely have been connected with us. But sometimes it's happening faster than we know about it, but other people do know, so.
Or it could be they died like 6 months ago and they're now having a service.
Yeah, that too.
And they want to announce that that service is happening.
So
So
that people
having
can go.
a space for that kind of exchange, I think, will be really valuable.
So basically
Okay.
a public information board.
That all goes under social connections, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
One of our pillars.
Yep.
Nancy, you have any further thoughts on?
No, I just like the idea of letting you know if they're not.
Yeah.
Because that makes a real difference.
I know it's a different day and age, but back in the day when I was in college, down at the IMU, there used to be a ride board. Maybe it's still there, I don't know.
It used to be, yeah,
You could
like
go
if
and
you
see
needed
if
to
you're
ride to
gonna
Des
go
Moines
somewhere,
or
right?
Chicago or something. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, anybody need a ride to
Adjourn?
I can give
adjourn?
You could just call
Adjournment?
it. No need for
No motion, second?
You don't need a motion.
Unanimity?
You have
Okay.
all the power here to
Right.
adjourn.
I move for adjournment.
All the power. We're adjourned.
We stand, we sit, we walk, we ride, adjourn.